Only mode.
Hey everybody, it's Mike. Looks like we've got a good number of people in session already. Let me just make sure that I post to the NHB group on Skype um, that, that the webinar started. Let's see, how do I, just have to find a reg link here. There we go. All right, click here, copy link. All right, here we go. All right. Can everybody hear me? See, just holler at me if you can hear me. Loud and clear, Don says. Great to have you here, Don. Everyone let me know if you're here, if you're paying attention, if you're fired up about the event. Great. Okay. And I know that Skype kind of freezes up a fair amount. So, you can either type in things either in Skype or in GoToWebinar. I see there's a number of notices in Skype. I typically don't check those because I don't really know what's going on with them. A lot of times it's kind of more for Greg. Hey Patrick, how's it going? It's just kind of a little bit more for Greg and stuff like that. So let me just type in here. Brian's like, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. I actually had to restart my computer. I am home safe and sound from Vegas. I did survive. It's all happening right now. Pound boom. Okay. So what I'm gonna do? Let's see. David says, I've been out of town, but I'm back immersed in NHB. Wonderful. Woke up at 3 a.m. thinking of this. Me too. I'm really fired up about this session. In NHB, first of all, I'll start with the Lord's Prayer. I always love to do that. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. All right. So I was in Vegas. A few contextual things about the way that I interact with NHB. Obviously, to a huge extent, Greg really takes charge with NHB, and that's he's really made it his own. I certainly try to chime in, and not in a way where I'm interfering with what Greg's doing with you, but in a way that's just quite valuable and useful. Especially try to get a little bit of extra focus on money getting and so forth. But I love it, and I love NHB. A little bit more of my focus going forward is going to be going into Endgame, and you'll find out more about that. We actually had a number of people join Endgame from NHB during our little promotion for Empire. But we'll give more and more opportunities in the next 2 or 3 weeks to get involved in that. But what I want to do is I want to talk the way I do my NHB sessions is a little bit different than Greg. I don't focus as much on SEO. Not because I don't know SEO. Of course, I know SEO and I know it very well. Maybe I'm even second best in the world after Greg. I don't even know. We don't tend to worry about that kind of stuff. But I try to focus more on money getting because I think that tends to be what people want to hear from me about how to get how to turn web visitors into money. And also testimonials and the other things that kind of just make us enjoy things much more and have a better time with things and make money getting more possible in the future. And so also just something to note, I know theoretically these sessions are supposed to be 2 hours. I always really go for scheduling it for 2 hours. And then as I go to actually schedule and go to a webinar, I just kind of had this feeling like somehow I'm going to sort of give out after an hour and a half. So I'd sort of rather give you a real good hour and a half than kind of a good hour and a half, and then sort of a lousy half an hour after that, which is really the way it would wind up being. Also, I know that Greg just tends to come on and answer questions. This time I'm really going to make sure to have a little bit more time towards the end. I'm going to try to have at least 45 minutes, hopefully, towards the end to answer questions. But I also like to tend to give you kind of presentations. So I think it's valuable. I tend to be able to speak directly to you, whether you're live with us. I get a lot of people live with me, or whether you are listening to this after the fact or whatever. I tend to tell NHBers things that I just don't get around to telling other people, either because they don't really have the context for it, or they don't have the accessibility to me and Greg for us to really have the time to do that. And I'm really fired up about what I'm going to talk about this week, which is, oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Which is that I was in Vegas for this event that Mark Ling put together, and wow, it was nuts. Now, I will point out something funny about the event. So the idea behind it. So Mark Ling is actually, who here knows Mark Ling? Give me a number one if you know Mark Ling, and give me a number, or you can give notes about it. I know Ronell got his start with Mark Ling. There's probably a few people here who got their start with Mark Ling because he's one of our kind of top not top competitors, one of our top affiliates. But just let me know if you've heard of him and you know about him, or a little bit of what you do know about him. He's pretty neat. He's a pretty neat guy. I got pretty close to him this week. Got to know him much better. So Don, Mark, and Al have all heard of him. Mike's typing something. Kevin, Don, and Dennis have heard about him as well. So great. So with Mark Ling, he's actually much more ensconced in the relationship advice niche. He makes more of his money in the relationship advice niche. Mike started with Affiliarama, only doing it for a year. Started back in June. So last June was actually I wound up being the number 2 affiliate for Affiliarama, and I really wanted. It was because I wanted to get to know Mark. I knew him by reputation, but I never really interacted with him before that, and so I tracked him down and did a real hard focus. I tried to beat Matt Carter, who's his student. I guess Matt beat us by a good number of sales, like 30 sales or something like that. But I really tried to beat Matt because I wanted to get to be allies with Mark, and I wanted to get to know him. And I'm really, really glad I did. He wound up being one of the top affiliates for the big OMG launch when we kicked off about 8 months ago. He wound up being like the number 3 affiliate. So a fair number of people who wound up in OMG came through him, and he has a very different kind of list. But then, he let me know. We did a webinar for that Affiliarama event, and he and I got to talking a lot about our various, because I've got a 7-figure business and relationship advice niche as well with Area 51 Lifestyle and the mindofmystery.net and so forth. And so that kind of planted the seed of us, joining forces a bit and working a bit in the relationship advice niche. And then he did a big launch in the relationship advice niche. We started out in the top 10. We wound up just a little bit outside of the top 10 because my list wasn't really accustomed to doing affiliate promotions and so forth. But we did well enough, and he was happy with our performance in it. And he wound up telling me that he had this big event going on in Vegas primarily for these relationship advice people. And I'm going to throw out a few more names here. Give me a number one or any feedback if you've heard it. Has anyone here heard of Chris Haddad? Chris Haddad. Give me a number one if you've heard of Chris Haddad. Give me a number 2 if you haven't heard of him. Goes by, I'm trying to think what the pen name is. 222. Yeah, it's interesting that nobody's heard of him. 2. Oh, almost everybody's a 2. Dennis, Don, Kevin's a 2. Brian, you've heard of him. Brian, what have you heard of him? How do you know him? He goes by the pen name Mike Fiore. Has anyone heard that name, Mike Fiore? Let's look up Mike Fiore. Fiore. I don't even know how it's spelled actually. Mike Fiore text. Yeah. So all right. So if I were to go to ClickBank and log in, he's got the number. I think it's the number 5 or number 6 overall product in all of ClickBank. Chris Haddad has, and he also has. So he has. What's the name of the product? He has a new product that's quite big on ClickBank, and it's called, I think, Catch Her. I don't know, or Catch Him. Let me see if I can find it. No, it's not Text the Romance Back. Capture Him. It's Capture Him. I'll try to give everyone something that you can kind of look up him. Capture him and keep him. Yeah, it's not exactly coming up. It really goes to show that, capture his heart. His heart. Goes to show that people really. By the way, as I'm doing this, really notice this is a top product on all of ClickBank, and it's really not coming up. Obviously, catch him and keep him is the name of it. It's kind of, I know this guy now. I've gotten to be good friends with him. It's not Text Your Ex Back, Chris. I think it's It might be Catch Him and Keep Him. No, I feel like that's a different product. Capture his heart, make you love. Capture his heart and make him love you forever. Him love you forever. I think that's the name of it. Let me see if I can. It's crazy to me, by the way. It just shocks me. I don't know. Like, if you look between the lines here, this is really extraordinary, because this is this is a huge product on ClickBank, and it's just not like, look at is anyone seeing the opportunity here? Give me a number one if you kind of can read between the lines of what I'm saying here. I mean, I'll come out and say it specifically, but this is kind of a shock to me. Like, how can it possibly be this hard for me to find this product? Because this may be an 8-figure product this year alone, okay, on ClickBank. It's just shocking to me, because it's just not here. Yeah, Patrick, we started the webinar. Sorry about that. Oh, I gave you the organizer. Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, Patrick. Let me see if I can find. Really apologize for that. Let me see. Copy the link. Hopefully I can do this in. Yeah, I'm so sorry for Patrick's trying to get in. There's probably more people trying to get in. Yeah, exactly. Al's making a great point here. One of our jobs, one of the things we can get paid for, is organizing the internet and making products easy to find. Did I give the right link? I mean, this is how you guys all got in, right? Because everyone, I think this is, hopefully you can get in. I think Patrick's locked out. The Facebook link is good. Yeah. This is strange. Okay, Patrick, can you go on Facebook and click through the link there? I'm so sorry about that, Patrick. Hopefully he can get inside. This is part of the reason why we record things. Okay, so capture his car. Yeah, this is just a shock to me, because it's just not showing up in terms of like their main site. Well, let's find out what happens when I go to this WordPress site, and let's see if I can get over to the VSL from here. Capture his heart, make you love you forever. Gosh, how can it be this hard? Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the sales letter. He actually read this sales letter at the event live. He read part of it live. And so the person, let me see if I can get this to stop here. Let me hit the chat box here and see if I can send this out to everybody. And that obviously that's somebody's hop link. Did the Google update do it? I don't know. I don't know if it's particularly the Google update. So it looks like it's capturehim.com, by the way, is the location of this VSL. This thing converts like crazy. Okay, this thing converts like absolute gangbusters, and there's a lot to learn from it. It's not even, like, really notice that this isn't even, they're not even really particularly doing line drawings on this. They're just doing PowerPoints. I do like how they're highlighting in red, but I want this to give you, because one of the things that I can do for you here, one of the things that you kind of get for being, like a heavy duty insider in our community is I can tell you what's working right now. And you can kind of pile in. I really had this advantage. I remember all the way back in 2004 when I first met Evan Pagan. I was behind the scenes of his business, and so I knew he was rolling it up. Okay, I knew he was making. I guess he was on track. He was definitely a 7-figure business back then with Double Your Dating, and so I was able to use a lot of the elements of his business as a template for my own business. His opt-in, the way he wrote his emails, because it wasn't just like, oh, I think this is cool. No, it was working like crazy. Give me a number one if that sort of makes sense. This idea of like really having an insight into a business and being like, wow, I know this is working right now, and so I can really duplicate. It's a lot like what we get with Greg when it comes to SEO, right? Like, uh, you know, everybody here, when you started with NHB, you had to take a bit of a, or even with OMG, you had to take a bit of a leap of faith. Right, Al's correct. Without we'd be guessing. Patrick, it's I'll bump the thread. This sucks. I always have trouble with this, guys. I'm so sorry. Patrick, it's right above here. Okay. So Patrick, let's see how. So it's the top post right now. Yeah, hopefully Patrick can get in. Yeah, and I really, again, I really apologize. You know, definitely want to be inclusive and get everybody in there. What would you do to make those videos rank for the short tail as well? For the Charles, can you qualify your question a little bit more? Can you give me a little bit more of an idea of what you're talking about? Because I feel like it could have a number of meanings, and I'd be just sort of guessing otherwise. But I feel like it's a good question. I just don't necessarily know where you're going with it. Okay, so the idea here, the thing that I'm a little bit jumping up and down with here is this idea. Oh shoot, I don't know. Where did I lose that video that we had up? Oh, here it is. Okay, great. So the idea here is that if we know that a business is working, or if we know a certain process is working, we can sort of invest in it with much more vigor. And that's kind of what I want to do. I may actually wind up, I can kind of already tell just by the timing here that I'm going to probably wind up talking about this event for the next, for this time and at least one more time when we go for NHB Money Getting, because really everybody at this event either had a 7 or an 8-figure business. Okay, there's either somebody who where they, you know, they're at that $1 million category. And I want to tell you something else. I think this is valuable to know. And Patrick, if you're on, I saw somebody just join. Patrick, let me know if you got in, because of course I care about you. I want to see you be able to get on this event. Susan says hi. Hey, Susan. Something I want you to know is that I could tell the difference very easily. I could tell the difference between somebody who was in the 7-figure category and somebody who was in the 8-figure category, and not because, you know, somebody was worse or there was something wrong with them or anything like that if they weren't, you know, in the 8-figure category, but it's really different. The seasoning, you know, the confidence in the business and so forth is very, very, very different between the 7 and 8-figure category. I'm going to try to get in here. I'm just kind of concerned that people are not able to join this webinar. There's a lot of people in, but a lot of people are just having trouble. So maybe if I go here and let's see here, just grab this link right here and just kind of hope for the best. Join the webinar here. Is anybody locked out? And then let me check on Facebook really quickly. Hopefully everyone's in now. Patrick, are you in? Can you let me know if you're in? How about the negative figure category? Well, Brian, it's okay. Like, weirdly, once you get rolling with things, and I give you this perspective because, you know, I mean, I started the same way. Like, when I started, I had no idea how to make a website. I could hardly do email. I really even email was like a little mystifying to me when I started internet marketing. Now it was right around 1997, but I mean, I'm telling you, it was really difficult for me. You know, I hired somebody to make a website for me. Maybe he was good, maybe he wasn't. I don't even know at this point. But it was really, really mystifying to me. So I think it's kind of valuable for you to get this. And tell me, like Brian, like, do you feel like it's valuable for me to talk about this high level stuff, or do you feel like, gosh, Mike, I wish you would just talk about something that I can make money with right now? Because I am trying to talk about something that you can make money with right now. I'm really actually trying to quite directly do that. But if I'm not connecting the dots for you, then that makes things like much more difficult. And Patrick is typing right now, so hopefully Patrick is in. Somehow I feel like if he's not getting in, maybe switch browsers if he can't get in. Got it. Thank you. Okay, great. So Patrick's in. That's great. Okay, wonderful. So Brian, give me a little bit more feedback. Oh, Brian, you love it. Build business for long term. Yeah, well, and Brian, like what we're never saying, it's kind of funny. Like when we say build a business for the long term, we're not trying to get you to build a business any slower than needs be. Like we really want you making money as fast as possible. So one of the reasons why we have such a focus on things like just getting started with local, getting videos up in your local area for these emergency keywords, just to kind of get somebody hooked, ranking for your local SEO. How many people here, by the way, are trying to rank for their hometown SEO or their hometown SEO expert? Let me know if you're trying to rank. Either give me a number one or just tell me a little bit about it. How many people here? And if you're not, that's fine. But this is something I'd like. Brian, you are great. Chris is. Abby, you are great. Anybody else? See, Mike is typing in. We really like that. Dawn is. Okay, great. So that's really taken root. That idea has really taken root for a lot of people. And if you're not, Kevin is. If you're not, tell me why you're not. It's something you want to do soon, Mike. Yeah, Mike. Weirdly, I feel like it's it's something I'd like each individual, Josh as well as is planning to also. I'd like each individual in NHB to really take a hard look at it. It's almost like the benefit of the doubt should be doing it, not to not do it. Patrick is planning. Yeah, I mean, this could be something this weekend that you do that gets you off the ground, because I want you to know, Susan says I'd like to do it soon. Yeah, you can do it today. You can do it. I mean, really, like I don't want you to take off from doing this event, but you can register a decent. Stephanie's doing it. Great. Let me know if there's something that kind of in your way of doing it, in your way of registering a website. You want to make your site, but Patrick, that can be, this can be making your site. That could be your first site. I mean, it's just, I kind of feel like it's something that'll wind up being valuable for each individual in NHB. I'd like you to strongly consider it. If there's something that's in your way, let me know, and hopefully I can help you break that bottleneck. So I want you to know, like Chris Haddad at this event, and let me see if I can pull up a picture of him. Chris Haddad. So you can just get an idea of what he looks like. Yeah, this is a good picture of him. Okay, so this is what Chris looks like, right? Nice, normal guy. Chris was a hired gun copywriter until I think about 2009 or maybe even 2010. He was writing sales letters. One of the sales letters he wrote was for Mobile Money Machines, which was a hugely successful launch. Money Machines. Let's see if we can find that. Scam book comes right up. Warrior Forum, Mobile Money Machines review. This is a hugely successful sales letter. Let's see if we can find a link to it. Gosh, really freaks me out how hard it is to find. Like, why should it be an issue? I just type in the name of this like mid 7-figure product. How can it be that it's like this hard to find it? It just really this just shocks me to death. And look at this. I'm on this website. Where is the freaking link? I'm really kind of upset about this. I mean, not really, but I want you to know like the feelings I have. Like, how can this freaking be? What? Why is it this hard to find this freaking website? Am I missing something? Mobile Money Machines. So a review on Warrior Forum. It's not going to have a link. How can this be? What is wrong with these people? Penguin? No, I don't think I don't think Penguin just took out all the sites that are. Yeah, it's not. Is anybody kind of like seeing what I'm seeing? Like how how bizarre it is that these, I mean, here are these two massive businesses. Oh, I spelled it wrong, but so what? It's showing the right results. How can this be? Maybe if I just type mobilemoneymachines.com, mobilemoneymachines.com. Access your members' home. But where's the sales letter for it? I don't know. This is just bizarre to me. Like, why isn't there a clear cut? And again, if people are ranking for this, and then it's not available, it's not on the market, then opt people in. If somebody's looking for this, and you can be building your opt-in list, it's just extraordinary. Anyways, so Chris Haddad, he was a Top Gun copywriter, and he wrote the copy for a lot of these launches in the IM space. He got really sick of being in the IM space, and he went over to the relationship advice space. And his business, he says, is on track to make somewhere between $7 and $10 million this year. Okay, so everything really radically changed for Chris, and I'm giving you insight here. This capture his heart and make you love him forever, which you can find on capturehim.com. This is killing it. This is absolutely killing it right now. This is working right now. This 800 number in the upper right-hand corner is working right now. Feel free, call it, find out what happens. They are asking for email addresses to get access to the sales letter, and it's working right now. Our recent customers by Vera purchase is working right now. This money back guarantee, the way they have it listed here, these credibility symbols, all this stuff that you see on this sales letter is working right now. You're seeing a vital in action business that's having super duper success right now. And I want you to know about that. This is one of the businesses that's doing extremely, extremely well. And this is a great sales letter to learn from. These VSLs that they're doing, video sales letters, I would say a good 50 to 80% of what was discussed during this event, during the Vegas Mastermind, was just directly about getting video sales letters to convert, because that's the golden standard. And I'll give you an idea. My friend Cindy has an offer with her partner Naomi, and the name of it is escaping me for the moment, but it's doing fine. Chris Haddad mailed for it twice. I want to get guesses on how much that offer made, just to kind of jog your brain loose a little bit here. So how much total money in 2 emails before rebills? Okay, there was a lot of rebills and a lot of trials on that, but before rebills, how much cash was collected between Cindy and Chris in the first day or two with 2 email promotions? So 2 shots to the list. Let's get some guesses here. I'm not going to move until I get some guesses. So I'll just wait. I'll wait patiently until we start getting some guesses. So you're guessing the total amount of money. Chris mailed his list twice. Can everybody hear me? Kevin says 500,000. Okay, that's a good guess. Let's get some more guesses. It's going to help you learn better if you guess. David says 30 grand. Okay, that's a good guess. Do we have some more guesses? 750,000. Chris says. Okay. Anybody else? I'd like to get a few more guesses here. Josh Scal says $150,000. Don, Mike, and Daffod are talking 50,000. Don says. Okay. Big Al says 50,000 also. Daffod. Anybody else? 350,000. Mike says. Okay. I'll wait for Daffod. Anyone else can also chime in. 250,000. Dennis says. Okay. These are good guesses. Just waiting on a couple more. Good morning. Sorry, slept in. No problem. One person was low and everybody else was high. If that helps, Mike. 40,000. Okay, exactly. Yep, that's right, Al. So it was 40,000. Now, this was what Chris called a C offer. Okay, it was a C offer. So the sales letter, and this is with a lot of rebills to come. Okay, so with a lot of rebills to come, a lot of rebills and trials to come for $40,000. Does that sound like a lot to you for 2 email broadcasts? Give me a number 1 if it sounds like a lot. Give me a number 2 if it doesn't sound like a lot. Now that's generally what you expect out of like a high 7-figure, low 8-figure business. It ultimately, if when you add everything up, it's a little bit difficult depending on how you count it, but that's around what I get when I mail. It's sometimes in the $40,000 range, sometimes more. I'm going to show you an A offer now. Okay. So a C offer made $40,000 before rebills and stuff like that. So an A offer makes between 80 and 100,000. Would you like to see an A offer? Would that be valuable to you? How many subscribers? I don't know how many subscribers. Does everyone here wants to see an A offer? Give me a number 1 if you want to see an A offer. Nobody wants it. Nobody. Okay. All right. I'll just move on. That's cool. No, it's cool. You don't have to make me. You don't have to pump me up, make me feel good about it. It's okay. I don't have to show you an A offer. No, I think this is interesting too. I hope like you can kind of see why at this event I was so fired up to be here, to be getting these insights and so forth. Now, before I show you this A offer, I want to make I think it's an important point. And tell me if you feel like this is kind of valuable right now. Give me number 1 if you feel like this event so far has been valuable. I really care about it. So I really focus in and put like kind of give it my all. Even though only a few hundred people will really have access to it. Seems like all right, so good. It's pretty valuable. Here's a big insight. I am going to show you this A offer in a second. I'm going to have to do the fumbling around and trying to figure it out and so forth thing. But so here's what's crazy. There was only one speaker at the event who really wound up talking very much about content, about the insights that offers have that lead to success of the customers. Everyone else was talking about marketing, okay? Just purely about marketing. There was just one speaker, maybe 1.5 speakers. Actually, to be fair, maybe 1.5 speakers. But realistically speaking, there was one speaker at the event who wound up talking about content, and that one speaker got 2 ovations. Does everyone know what an ovation is? Everyone knows, right? Brian's got to run. Okay, great. Kevin knows what an ovation is. Standing, yeah. Well, they were actually didn't wind up being a standing ovation, but yeah, he got 2 ovations, and he talked about not about how to make conversions, but how to like do content in a way that helps your customers be more successful. Okay, that was me. I was the only person there who talked about content for the whole, in the whole event. And I got 2 ovations. I really think it mattered. And it's not because these people don't care about their customers. I think if you read between the lines, every last speaker cared very much about their customers. It's just that they're not necessarily connected to how to teach people more than, like they really felt like, yeah, this is great. Chris says, just seems like a challenge to tie everything together and to fit it all. It needs to be focused and organized from point A to Z to make sure that everything happens. Yeah, that's exactly right. To really have the customers not slip through the cracks, then you really have to be able to see Nikolai Tesla. Give me a number 1 if you know who Nikolai Tesla is. Just give me a quick number 1. Give me or number 2 if you don't. That way I know that you're checked in. Don says 1 awesome. Abby does. Mike does. Jeff does. Kevin doesn't. Chris does. David doesn't. Jenna does. Just wait for a couple seconds so everyone can chime in. Josh doesn't. Susan does. Jim doesn't. Okay, so fair number of people did. Al says genius inventor. That's correct. Tesla was a contemporary of Edison. I think he actually may have worked for Edison for a while. He had quite a gift for being able to look at an invention and to see what that invention would do in his mind. So he could kind of like see, let's say, a car engine in his mind, all of it. Patrick hasn't heard of him either. He could see it, all of it, and see the workings of it in his mind, see how things would fit together or places where they would get stuck or something like that. He could see that. Me and Greg are fortunate to work with that kind of a genius. That's what David Mills does. David does the same thing for content for products. It's the reason why NHB tends to work as well as it does, is because David's behind the scenes. You guys will probably hear me and Greg talking about David. Give me a number one if you kind of vaguely feel like you've heard me and Greg talking about David a little bit, and two if you don't really know who he is yet. He's never really going to be like a guru out in front of the business. So, okay, most everybody has. Great, that's great. Yeah, he's really like the kind of like guardian angel of this business and of you and of your success. He was the one who. Oh, Mikey, yeah, I know, it would be great. David right now is actually working on a relationship advice product for us. I actually think that it's going to be, in my opinion, I believe it will be the biggest breakthrough for OMGers when he puts it out. It'll be on high value relationships. David has managed over $30 million worth of businesses, and that's really, when we say 30 million, the truth is the real number is over 50. I just kind of round down and round down and round down on every business. That's like, I don't know, it's like counting like humongous businesses is like $1 million or whatever. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. David has that same ability to see the whole funnel of a business and the whole, like, to see the contradictions, to keep us from saying or doing things that are really going to harm you or demotivate you, and so forth. It's really quite a gift he has. And so it was just in me at this event talking about some of David's ideas. I got 2 ovations, and this is every single person in the room is a 7 or 8 figure earner per year. So it's really a high caliber audience. They were really shocked by it. They were shocked by the success of NHB. I did brag on y'all, just so you know. I did a significant amount of bragging on the individuals in NHB because I am so proud of everybody here and what they do. Okay, so I teased you a little bit. Let's find the A offer. I'll talk about this for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to get to your questions. I'll try to. I said I was going to try to go for 45 minutes on questions. It looks like that's a little bit far fetched at this point. It'll probably be more like rapid fire 30 minutes because I'll want to talk about Jordan. Okay, has anyone ever heard the name Jordan Hall? Jordan Hall is the name. Give me a number 1 if you've heard of Jordan. Give me a number 2 if you've not heard of Jordan. Abby, you've heard of him? Abby, how do you know him? David, no. Mike, no. Patrick, no. Daffod, no. Chris, no. Dennis, no. Almost nobody's heard of him. Josh, it might be. Yep, it looks like it's only Abby. Okay, Abby, how do you know him? Let us know, Abby, how you know him before I kind of speak out here for a second. I can't tell if Abby's typing. I guess I should just move forward because it doesn't look like she's typing. Okay, Jordan Hall. First of all, Jordan Hall got his start in with mine and David's first information product, Magic Secrets. He was a Magic player who wound up who wound up having quite a bit of success with our Magic product. Really liked it, and he got into internet marketing around about that time. Liked how we marketed Magic Secrets and so forth. He wound up being one of our smaller affiliates for the StomperNet launch. He did a couple sales. He actually got on the phone with me. He's like, "Are you really going to pay me, Mike Long? Are you really going to pay me?" I was like, "Yeah, we're going to pay you, man." It was really cool. And he wound up being an affiliate for some of my other offers. He wound up becoming a kind of a medium scale success internet marketer. Did a couple of big launches. And it was really, the internet marketing space was not to his liking. And so he segued out. I'll pull it. I'll see if I can find a picture of him here. It's kind of a generic name, so yeah, maybe on Facebook I can find him. Jordan Hall. Here we go. All right, so this is what Jordan looks like. Jordan and his lovely wife. So Jordan segued from internet marketing. He sold his IM space business and got into the relationship advice category. And recently he's had quite a blockbuster success. This is top 20 overall on ClickBank, and it is called, I think I can actually remember this one, Be Irresistible. Hopefully I spelled it right. Oh, Be Irresistible. Okay. And by the way, Jordan, you'll notice actually ranks #1. Jordan, I'm going to try to. I've asked Jordan to do a webinar with me. He's brilliant. He is brilliant. This is the A offer right here. I'll click in on it on a second. I'll click in. By the way, double authority listing here for his own product. Jordan talked about how he's getting pay-per-clicks to work. He very much has an attitude, a lot like me, David, and Greg, where he kind of goes for understanding. He said that when he was in, this is going to be kind of an intense moment here. So this is, I try to have everything be intense, but I kind of want to highlight this moment just a little bit. He's really, when he spoke at the event, I was riveted. He was my favorite speaker at the event, and that was tough because there were incredible speakers at this event. He's getting pay-per-click to work right now. A lot of what he's doing, if we go to beirresistible.com, this is really valuable to know. I want you to know this site is working in pay-per-click right now, okay? And he's getting people to articles and getting them to buy off of articles. This is an incredible value right here, knowing that this site is working on pay-per-clicks. It would most certainly work, well, and it's working for SEO. I mean, he's competing for a major category and he's winning. This is a winning site, okay? This is a winning site. This is working right now. All right, it's personal. It doesn't follow exactly the same rules I try to talk to you about, but it's personal. Like, you feel like people are here. The fact that they're not looking at you, at the owner, or at the user is fine because they're looking at each other, okay? And people who are coming to this site, they're looking for each other. Does that sort of make sense? And if you're looking at this site right now, beirresistible.com, tell me some of the things. Let's do like a little bit of a breakdown of this site. Now I'll show you the VSL in a second. This is when Chris Haddad blasted his list a couple times for this. It was $100,000 that he made right away. Arthur says the couples are connecting. Yeah, it's benefit driven. That's right, Arthur. Do we have any more? Anybody else want to kind of speak out their kind of initial thoughts on this site as I kind of click around? Valentine's Day questions from 100 women. I like that. How do I get out of the friend zone with a guy I like? We had a fight and sort of broke up. Now I want him back. What can I do? I like that. What a great way of putting the question. Like, I had a fight and I sort of broke up. Solid, informative. What do I do when a guy I really like has other love interests and is kind of on the fence about a committed relationship with me as a result? These are great questions. The way he's putting these questions, the way he softens them, it's very. I'm moved by it. Lots of free info, gains customers' confidence, David says. Yeah, I believe that this website has the appearance of value. One of the things that I like to talk about, this is an idea from David Mills, a very powerful idea, is that we don't want to just create value. Anybody can say create value, but we don't want to just create real value for people. We also want to create the perception of value. How many people here have been in an experience where you felt like you had something valuable, but you didn't ultimately succeed on that particular project or on that particular situation, and now looking back, you kind of realize that if you had done a better job of conveying or signaling the value of that project, that it would have done much better. Give me a #1 if you've ever been in that case, where you can kind of in your mind see a time looking back when you really had solid value in a situation. This could even be with SEO. I mean, you could be talking to somebody and just think to yourself, my gosh, I could just make your phone ring off the hook if you would just let me freaking do SEO, for you. Give me a #1 if you've held that. It's kind of personal me asking that, so not too many people are chiming in, and maybe not. Maybe everyone's got it down, and if you do, that's wonderful. Al says Al gave me a #1. Okay. This is a website that's working right now. I think this website does a great job both with real value and perceived value, and this site is working on pay-per-click and SEO. So I'm really showing you something here. This is really, really extraordinary. This is a secret. Okay, everyone here is getting a secret, getting in on a secret. This is a very powerful secret here. Now there is a catalog right here, and that's going to let us get over to his Be Irresistible offer. What men secretly want but can never tell you. So if I click in on this here, see what Don says. I love this Jedi stuff. This is Jedi. Yeah, you're getting some real serious heavy duty stuff here. This is a winning sales letter video that's working right now. Okay, I'd like everyone to type in, this is working right now. I'll do it too. I'll do it in Skype chat. This is working right now. Because I want you to signal to yourself what's going on here. Send that to the entire audience. I'll just wait for everybody to do it because this is valuable. You know, I want you guys to know about this. This is what's working right now. Don. Patrick just copied Don. Patrick, you're so lazy. Patrick just copied and pasted what Don wrote. You goofball. Okay. Okay. This is what's working right now. You're getting a very powerful template. These are guys that you can be building affiliate businesses to support. Okay. You can build affiliate websites for Be Irresistible and for Chris Hit Odds Offer. I'm showing you a live market that's working right now. And you can rank for these. You can build a site that can be a review site for these two offers and so forth. I'm going to talk about some other stuff. I'll get into Dow of Badass maybe next week and some of the insights from that business and some of the other businesses out there. Travis Sago with Girl Gets Ring and Magic of Making Up and so forth. But I wanted to kind of get to this because I think that this is I personally think this is really valuable, and it's moving to me to know about this stuff. And also to know that these guys don't have everything figured out. It's also good for you to know because you know things that these guys don't know about SEO, and you guys know things about content that these guys don't know, the guys and gals don't know, because you're in the driver's seat in NHB. Okay, you're involved with NHB, so you're getting insights and templates that even these guys aren't getting. And so I want you to know that you really have that no holds barred advantage, and it's something that we're really proud of. Okay, so I've gone a little bit longer than I expected, about 55 minutes. I'm going to try to track down Jordan. Right now, it's actually looking like we're even potentially going to work, looking quite strongly. Like basically, it is going to happen that me and David Mills and Greg Morrison are going to join forces with Jordan on an offer, and we're planning on working with all of these guys, but specifically partnering with Jordan. Really impressed with him. So I want you to know, I'm not saying one thing and then doing something different. Okay, when I say that this is what's working right now, this is where my heart is. This is what we're up to. We're coming out with 2 big offers in the relationship advice category for 2013, 2014. So if you want to build a relationship advice website, some along the lines of like with themysterymethod.net or something like that, don't be shy. There are working offers out there that can get you paid. And it's a market that you can get involved in. It's very real. It's happening right now. Okay, so I'm at that inevitable part of the event where that was kind of my presentation. I really kind of go full force on these NHB events, so they burn me out much faster. So I'm gonna try to go for another half hour answering questions and so forth. But I may only go 15 minutes. It's just sort of reality. I'd rather give you my all, my very best. Thank you, Don. I really appreciate that. I'm very passionate about NHB. I'm very protective of it. Okay, guys. So if you have questions on what I just talked about, questions on your own money getting, to a limited extent, you can ask me questions about SEO. Although, especially with Penguin out right now, I really want to keep things a little bit tight because we're working hard behind the scenes. Especially Greg is on understanding Penguin. But if you a site review, something you want me to look at, now's a little bit of time for open mic, open questions, and I'll definitely go for at least another 15 minutes, and then after that, all bets are off. So just let me know what's going on, what your thoughts are. How would you progress? Okay, what men want in women.net. Al, is this your site? What men want in women.net? Is this you? Great, wonderful, Don. Are you? Is it ranking? Give me an idea of what it's ranking for, what you're going after. Just tell me a little bit about this site, Don. Do you have a mic? Can I just bring you? Sorry, Al. Do you have a mic? Can I just bring you live, and we can just kind of wrap for a minute? Not ranking. It's okay. Okay, great. So we'll talk to you. I will find Al. Hey, Al.
Hey, Mike.
How are you
Can you
going?
hear
Thanks
me?
so much for. Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks so much for coming live on this event like this. I know it can be a little nerve wracking.
Yeah, no worries. I have to talk quietly. The rest of the house is asleep.
Oh no! What time is it there?
Just coming up for 5 a.m.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for waking up bright and early to join us for this event.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks for putting these on. They're so valuable.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. It's very valuable for us and for me. As you know, OMG is City on a Hill is something that we're just extraordinarily passionate about and very proud of. So, okay. So, first of all, great job getting the site up. I think it looks nice. What men want in women.net. So, what was the idea behind the site? When did you put it up? Give us a little bit of a breakdown of what's going on with the site.
Okay, when I first started with OMG, I did 5 sites at a time. I just, um, and this was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The copy is mostly written by Pat Sava.
Okay, great.
And I've kind of built it up a little bit over the time. So it's been going since about October or so.
Okay.
Um, I work full time, so I've been
Yeah.
sort of overwhelmed on all the sites. So it sort of just sat there a bit.
Okay.
It's had the early ranking, so it was at that time Social Monkey, UAW, those kind of things.
Okay.
And it hasn't had much done on it sort
Okay.
of recently. And your sort of talk this morning has gone, hey, I should get this site up and doing things.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. And oftentimes, I'm never saying like you should do everything. Every individual in NHB, we all have our own strengths, our own weaknesses. We all have, we're all on, a journey, our own individual journey. It's not a group. We're not a group. We're individuals. I personally resent it when people talk about the masses and uh, groups and stuff. It's usually an illusion. I mean, there's just individuals. That's all that's going on with NHB, and it's wonderful, wonderful individuals, and all stars in their own right, in their own ways. But so when I put something out there, no, that said, you do have something up, and it is good looking. You've taken the time. This is an EMD. So what men want and women? What kind of search volume is that getting? Let's go to the Google keyword tool. Keyword tool. Okay. Now weirdly at first when I was looking at the site, what men want in women. I guess at first I was thinking that this would be for men, but obviously I was wrong. It's for women. Is that correct? I would assume.
Yeah. Yes.
Which now here's an insight for you. Something I think that you'll find very valuable. Who here? Give me the number one, and you can answer this verbally, Al. Who here thinks that the women's market is bigger for relationship advice, and who here thinks the men's side of the market is bigger? So give me, give me the number one if you think the women's side is bigger, and give me the number two if you think the men's side is bigger, just in terms of like money being spent, and also give me your estimate, give me your guess on how much bigger. So if you're saying that the men's side is bigger, how much bigger do you think the men's side is, and how much do you think the women? And I'll qualify this just in terms of who's making the money here and there. There's no hard fast answer to this, but just kind of give me an indicator. Men, you think men twice as big, men 70% as big, 70% bigger, 60-40. Kevin's saying 60-40 for women. Art says men. 70 women, 30 men. Mike says 60 men, 40 women. Okay, the conventional wisdom. I'll just wait for Mark to type this in. And Al, what's your guess?
The population's about equal, so I reckon about equal.
Okay, fair enough. Look at all the magazines that check out targeted women. Okay. Uh, Conventional wisdom is it's women. Okay. Conventional wisdom is that it's women, probably between 60, 70% in favor of women's offers. Now, that said, Dow of Badass is number one. Okay. Is the number one product on all of ClickBank. Run away. I think that that's probably because of Pornhub.com, because there are a lot of affiliates on Pornhub.com buying up traffic. So they have that ready source of cheap traffic, and they're buying visitors on Pornhub and getting them over to Dow of Badass. Is that kind of funny? So I think that that's kind of actually the reason why Dow of Badass does particularly well. Whereas I think that most of the women's stuff is coming in either through PR, like not so much press releases, but like one of the guys who's at the event, Matthew, he actually appears on the Today Show quite often, and he actually was on an NBC TV show that was appearing after The Voice and so forth. And then there's a lot. They're also buying a lot of traffic on Plenty of Fish. I don't know if OkCupid sells traffic or not. But anyway, so a lot of it's about the traffic sources and so forth. But just so you know, the conventional wisdom is the women's market is really juicy, and the women will just buy and buy. Also, the traditional idea is that women will keep buying after they're in a relationship, where once a man is in a relationship, forget about it. You're not going to get him to buy anything. Okay, so let's have a look at the exact match on this. See what we're looking at. Okay, so it's a pretty modest term in terms of exact match, 480. What meant one from women, which is a very similar search term, gets 590. So it's it's modest but nothing bad. What do men want from women? 260. It adds up, Alan. Right? It adds up. There's quite a decent number of, if you add up these exact matches, what men want in a woman, what men do want in a woman, why men want to control women. A lot of these, somebody brought up at this event, a really, really bright guy, Eric brought up at the event, that a lot of the money he's making is what he calls on, he's doing a lot with SEO, and a lot of the money he's making is what he calls on magic 8-ball terms, where girls are going to Google and they kind of use it like a magic 8-ball. Does everyone here know what a magic 8-ball is? They sort of, you kind of ask it a question, you shake the 8-ball, and you're like, and then it tells you yes, no, maybe no, or like whatever. Let me know if that's an insight that makes sense to you and feels valuable. Because these women, they're going there and they're looking for answers, and then whatever comes up from Google is like the answer. So like it's almost like they're literally going to Google as if Google was a person. They're like, man, what should I do? I just broke up with my girlfriend, and Mr. Google, what do you? Does anyone find that kind of humorous? I personally find it kind of humorous, but it's true. So I think having that mentality and realizing that out a lot of what's going on with this site is going to be a matter of how you are building out your SEO. I would think a magic submission could be good for this site. Also, if you're working on your blog network, of course, you can do that. But again, it's a little more of an SEO question. I think that one of the things that you'll see on Jordan's site that we were just looking at is it's real personal. Okay, Be Irresistible. I don't know where Be Irresistible went. Wherever it is. Yeah, here it is. It's real personal. And this is somewhere we talk a lot about a sense of connection on your site. We really want to really focus in and try to foster a sense of connection. Interlinking is going to be very important on the site. But I think that this site's a good start. I'm a little nervous about the color scheme at the top and the patchwork and stuff like this. I can't know for sure, but I think it looks a little bit. I think it's gonna be a little bit off-putting to some people. I would almost go with a white
just
scheme.
Just a free theme to get it started.
Yeah, exactly. I would think something like Socrates would work just fine on this, or Mantra, but I would do it like white and clean. One of the insights I got from Jordan is Jordan said in all of his testing the uglier his site got, the better it performed on Be Irresistible. So kind of ugly. He calls this ugly, but pretty effective. Okay, so clean lines. This looks like it could be Socrates, right? I don't think it is, but it could be. Does that sort of make sense?
Yeah, I've got Catalyst too. That looks a bit like that.
Yeah. Catalyst would be fine too. I would just strip it down. I would just like have it be like really stripped down. I would start with that and start with a real clean, plain look with it. And then a lot of what's going to matter is really the. I really like how his site implies that people are using it. Okay, so for example, by the way, I like this. 100 questions with specific replies. I think that's very powerful. Look at this. Answers from James. Question. Answers from James. I mean, this is bomb. Okay, I can easily imagine a woman coming to this site and going through every last one of these. Can you see that? Can you, I want you to see it, Al. I want you to see that. I want you to see a woman kind of in your mind, really see her coming to this site and being gripped by it. And just being like, maybe this is the answer. Like, I feel so lonely right now. You know, I feel like, you know, damn it, why won't he, you know, why won't he just do what I want him to freaking do, right? It's probably what she's thinking, okay? She has a guy in mind specifically and a problem, and that problem is very big for her. It's right in front of her. She might even feel embarrassed that she's looking at the site. If her friends knew, she's probably going to tell her friends about it anyways, because that's kind of how girls are. But I want you to kind of imagine that experience. Imagine that you have her fingers and you're typing with her fingers. You know, that you have her shoulders, you know, her lips, her breasts, her hair. Like, really imagine that. You want to be immersed in that. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. What do you think about
it might take you a little bit out of your comfort zone for me to say this, but I want you to know this is what top writers do. Go ahead, Al. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, you were getting into a bit of a weird area there. Kidding.
No, it's good. It's good. I want you to know, I try to be very vulnerable with everybody here. I want you to know what's really going on, what's really working right now. Go ahead, Al.
Okay. What do you think about the perspective of the answers are from a male rather than a female?
Well, you have to qualify it. I'd watch James's video. I think that women are comfortable with it because you see both with Chris Haddad's video and with Jordan's that obviously they're coming across as credible because women are buying this stuff like crazy. Most of the VSLs are coming from men's voices. So women are obviously very, very comfortable with it. I can't say why they're comfortable with it. I don't see as many. I don't see the same kind of crossover with men getting advice from women. So it might just be a little bit of a gender specific situation. But really, I think you should be confident. You can say, hey, you know, I'm married, I have a family, you know, like that kind of thing. You know, I've seen, you know, women struggle with this kind of stuff. You know, women who I really care about. I think if you watch, particularly if you watch Jordan's sales letter video, I think you get a lot of insight from it. Jenna's going to weigh in here. Going to find out. I'm kind of waiting with bated breath to see what she's got to say. Sorry, but what I was talking about, like really having this strong image in your mind of what the individual visiting your site. This goes from niche to niche to niche. This is like one of the deep dark secrets of website money getting is really being compassionate to the person who is using your website. Does that make sense? Kind of like empathetic. Now, have you heard that idea, Al, or is that a bit of a new idea to you?
I've heard that idea, but I haven't practiced it a lot.
Yeah, it can take you out of your comfort zone, and it's also the kind of thing. There's so many things that really work that that they don't feel like they're going to work, right? But then they really wind up being the things that do make all the difference. We see this a lot with SEO. So that can be kind of a go-to metaphor. But really one of the powerful go-to things Absolutely. Art saying Travis Sago, T-Dub is great at this. Yeah, I just anybody who's already inside of Endgame, I just put a video. I got permission from Travis. Travis has built $20 million worth of businesses. He's extremely good at this. And I got Travis's permission. He's a very close friend of mine, and he gave a quite a rousing speech at the event as well on email marketing. I actually put it in Endgame, and it's really I'm looking forward. Hopefully, everybody will get access to Endgame at some point when we put it out there. I think you're going to really love it. It's really gripping. Yeah, Al, for you, I can almost see the biggest aha out of this event being this idea of really getting, into somebody else's shoes. Jesus said, somebody asks you to walk a mile, walk two with them. Do you remember him saying that, or do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Vincent James did that with his copywriting things too.
Yeah, Jesus, Vincent James, same thing. No, I'm just joking around. I'm just hamming it up a little bit. No, but you're right. You're right. Like the classic idea with copywriting, I think it was Claude Hopkins who said this. It doesn't really matter who it was. It was like one of these legendary old school copywriters talks about how you really what you want to do classically is enter a conversation that somebody's already having in their head. And that's really the fulcrum. That's the real PowerPoint. So more than anything else, see, like one of the things I'll say is, like, as I look at the site and I see this woman, she's not sure that belongs on this page. But the problem is, we want to make somebody feel like somebody on this page has the answers. So it's fine to have her, but like one of the things that's going on, as I look in between the lines, let me just close this window so I'll stop talking. When we're on Be Irresistible here, is that you feel like somebody's got the answers here because these people have the benefit. Everyone above the fold is getting the benefit of what people want from this site, right? Holding hands. It's a real closeness thing, right? They're together, they're cooking. I think that's emotional. Do you think like these are like, as I imagine from a woman's perspective looking at this site, these are like, a hardcore sex fantasy. This is for a guy. That would be for a guy. Like as a guy, I can imagine like, wanting my woman to, come prancing out of the bathroom wearing like a little like schoolgirl outfit or something like that, and no panties or whatever, right? And that would be just so hot. But for a woman, I think that these kind of moments of closeness, getting a rose, like this single rose that's right there. Oh, he's got the roses behind his back. He wants her deeply. He's nervous. They're holding hands, right? The way they're holding hands, very close, very intimate. These two in the park looking at each other. They're running together. They're sharing something together. And then he does have some of this, why men lose interest. Oh, like this guy's off in Never Neverland, and she's kind of upset about it. And this woman's getting the answers done. All these images that we're seeing right here, looks like we're getting a little bit of background noise from you, Al. I'm going to just mute you for a second there. All these images are very evocative. Okay, I think that this is very, very emotional. And give me a number one if you kind of see what I'm seeing. Jenna says it shows what the person wants. Absolutely, Jenna. Jenna, you're a woman. Do you want this? Abby's a woman. She's on here. I think she's still on here if she hasn't bailed on us. Do you want this? Is this basically fantasy material for you? I mean, just like all things being equal, just like your animal, your reptile brain. Jenna says, absolutely. Oh, I have it. Oh, it's wonderful. That's great. Talks to emotions, yeah. Abby, are you still around? Can you weigh in? I know it's a little bit putting on the spot, but I am kind of curious for your perspective. Let's see, Susan's on. Susan, do you want to give me your perspective? Again, I don't want to put you on the spot. Jen's on. Can I get your perspective? I'm just kind of curious what the ladies think. Oh, 35 years of it. That's wonderful, Jenna. So, but this would be like a highlight reel in your head, right? Is that what this would be? Is essentially like a highlight reel? Sort of like they have in sports. Susan's also weighing in. I'm genuinely curious because I think that it really matters. You had to run off to get yeah. So Susan, this is this site very quickly and very simply is like showing you a highlight reel of benefits that you'd like to have. It's got a little bit of the problem right here, and then this woman's getting the solution. But it's kind of highlight reel stuff. Okay. Someone here suggested Backpage.com is a PR5 worth using that for links. You know what, Dad, but I don't know specifically. Go ahead and shoot a question over to Greg about that. Brett typed in a couple periods. I don't know. Maybe that was a bit of a mistake. And I'm just not familiar with that site. Obviously, on average, getting a PR5 is great, but it just depends on the situation. So, okay, Al, I've talked a little bit about your site. Again, showing you how it is I'm using Be Irresistible as a good example of a good template for some things that you can do to spruce things up. I think that the visual edge of this site has is very sneaky in what a good emotional job it's doing with this kind of highlight reel stuff. And we heard back from our quick 2-woman poll. We found out that 2 out of 2 women agree. So that's a bit about that. And Al's typing right now. So great. Okay, well, I feel like this was valuable today. I like this a lot. I really personally enjoyed this session. Went for about an hour and 10 minutes because I came on like a little bit late. So sounds like everyone had fun as always. I really like it. Like kind of being a dead horse, but we love this stuff. omgmachines.com/blog/nhb. Head over to blog. Awesome feedback. Thanks, Mike. 2 out of 2 women. The concept of the highlight reel benefits is also a big aha. Wonderful. Please, guys, the best way to show us your appreciation, and we care about this. Look at this. We're so proud of this. 30 Facebook comments that we have. This is our highlight reel. And remember, Greg's in the trenches right now. Like, that's what he's doing right now. He's in the trenches. A little bit of guilt for you here. In the trenches right now, working on Penguin 2.0. Fire him up. Get on the blog. We have 60 overall responses. I'm so proud of this, of this blog post. omgmachines.com/blog/nhb. Let us know. Let other people know. Spread the word that NHB is what's working right now. I'll put this in Skype. We really care about this. I check almost most every day to see. It's kind of like, did Christmas come today? Another comment? Oh my gosh, another one, yay. Sharing is caring, by the way. 80 Facebook likes here, very proud of that. You can tweet, you can add to LinkedIn, Google Pluses, Google bookmarks. We really care about this. This is the #1 web page on all the internet that I care about. Okay, the #1 web page on the entire website, on the entire internet that I care about is omgmachines.com/blog/nhb, #1. Okay? So if you can, which social plug-in, who's the little behind-the-scenes demon who works on this site? And by the way, does anybody here spend any time on my dispatches? Does anybody go to omgmachines.com/dispatches and dig through blog/dispatches? Abby does. Oh, that's great. Abby, you didn't weigh in on the highlight reel. I know you're paying attention now. Was this site a highlight reel for you, or not sure? And if it's not, I really want to know. It's kind of putting you on the spot. LOL. Yeah. See, I knew I'd get you. All right. So Abby checks this out as well. I really like to know, and you can also put your comments down here. I love checking on this, but more than anything, you like to stay in the background. I know it's a little bit embarrassing, but tell me, is this a highlight reel for you? And I know it's kind of putting you on the spot, but I do just kind of genuinely want to know. Kind of curious. I want to know if it's 3 out of 3 or 2 out of 3, or if like 2 out of 2 and 1 abstention. Vote of no confidence. So, anyways, all right. Well, Abby's not going to answer. I don't blame her. Abby's been very, very generous with her time. So yeah, if you get the chance, double the 3. What does that mean? Double the 3? What does that mean? Or redirection plugin. Pretty links. No, I don't. Twice as good as what? Abby? Twice as good as what? You cracked me up, Mike. You cracked me up, Josh. The social plugin is called, I don't know. I don't remember what it is. Post that question on the blog because Martin does it. Martin Lotsberg is the little guy behind the scenes who's just running around like a little like elf or something like that on OMG blog, and it's awesome. He interlinks it. He puts all the social stuff up there. So it's Martin who does this stuff. He's so brilliant, guys. A lot of people don't know this, but Martin is so brilliant. He's really an upcoming superstar. So he does these ones here. And if you look on Olivia Wilde, check this out. This is another one of my current favorite websites, oliviawilde.org. By the way, if you want to know, Olivia Wilde has still somehow managed to resist contacting me about this site. I don't know how much longer she's going to be able to hold out, but I expect any time now she will crack. Why is it not coming up? It's taking a second to come up. I just want to show you what Martin did with this. I thought was really slick. It's not like on page 2 right now. It's back and forth between number 10 and number 11. Well, whenever the site comes up, at the bottom, Martin has it. It says, instead of saying sharing is caring, he has it saying sharing is sexy. It's so funny. I like these little things. Right here, he says sharing is caring. And then at the bottom of oliviawilde.org, it's sharing is sexy. It's just me on oliviawilde.org. I don't know why it's not coming up. Maybe I can pull it up on Firefox. No, it's just not coming up for me. Oh, no, it is coming up. Just really slow. I don't know what's going on. It's just strange. All right, well, anyways, whatever. So you can see, if you go to oliviawilde.org and scroll to the bottom, you can see how he did that. And maybe next week or maybe in a couple weeks, I'll talk a little bit about oliviawilde.org. It's a site I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with. Okay, it's just me. Is there lag on Skype today? Yeah, it's funny. Okay. All right, guys. So anyways, so hit up omgmachines.com/ oh, is it coming up now? If it comes up, I'll talk about it for a second, but if it doesn't come up, there's not really anything I can do about it. It's really strange. It's so slow it is. But anyways, yeah, hit up OMG blog, post a comment. Also, if you want to go over to omgmachines.com/dispatches, really put a lot of focus into that. I definitely want your feedback on that. I only want to hear good things though. Never say anything bad. I have a very fragile ego. I'll shatter, one bad comment and I'm done for. Too many men on the site, Arthur says. Arthur, you're a character. Okay. Well, anyways, I want to thank everybody. You did manage to get a little bit of extra energy out of me. Happy holiday weekend. Thanks to all of our veterans. Of course, as you guys know, I specifically count NHBers, each of you individually, in my prayers. Care about y'all very much, and lots more good stuff to come. Enjoy y'all's weekend. Have a great weekend. Turn off your cell phones and all that crap. And special thanks to Al for coming on, sharing his website, and letting me kind of go back and forth a little bit with him. Really enjoy this. Love you guys all very much. Appreciate all of your support and caring, all the testimonials that we get. We love them. Definitely hit up omgmachines.com/blog/NHB and put the word out. Put the word out on how awesome Greg is. And no holiday in New Zealand. Oh, David, well, just take a day off. You just tell everybody. Mike said so. By the way, Mark Ling is also a Kiwi. He's a fellow Kiwi. So you can kind of feel a little sense of pride in that, Daphne. All right, I want to thank everybody very much. You guys are awesome, and I will see you on the inside. I'll see you. We'll do next time. It'll be Sunday. Okay, so I'm alternating Saturdays and Sundays. So next weekend it'll be Sunday instead of Saturday because I think that people kind of like that when I did it that way last week. So it'll be 15 days, and you'll see me again. And just care about y'all. I will see you next 2 weeks from now, and we'll also have some other events going on. Obviously, with Penguin coming out, it's like a big Christmas party for us. we have a lot of fun with it. All right, everybody, thank you very much. Really appreciate you, and I will see you soon.